Considering hiring a personal injury lawyer? Hold on. Before you decide, there are 10 essential tips you need to hear. These aren't just ordinary tips. They could save you time, reduce stress, and potentially save you thousands of dollars. Make sure you watch all the way through because tip number 10 could completely transform the outcome of your case. This video may be long, but every single piece of information is crucial to help you find the right attorney who will truly fight for you. Stay with me. You won't want to miss a single tip. Disclaimer: I am not an attorney. This video is for educational purposes only. If you need advice for your specific situation, please consult a licensed attorney in your state. Tip number 1, check the lawyer's experience. When it comes to personal injury cases, experience is everything. You want an attorney who has handled cases like yours, whether it's car accidents, slip and falls, workplace injuries, or medical malpractice. Don't hesitate to ask, how many cases like mine have you won? A good lawyer will proudly share their track record. Number 1 and number 2, track record and reputation. You see them everywhere, right? Billboards looming over the highway with a tough-looking lawyer and a giant phone number. Billboards are rented. Results, true results, are earned in the trenches. I once knew someone who almost hired a lawyer just because his face was on every bus bench in town until she asked for real case results and got nothing but vague answers. That billboard smile, it vanished fast. So when you're in that consultation, you need to demand proof. Don't ask, demand. Show me the numbers. How many six-figure verdicts or settlements did your firm secure last year? And don't stop there. How many seven-figure results? Picture this. A friend of mine sat across from a lawyer who boasted about being the best in the city. But when she pressed for numbers, the lawyer fumbled. Turns out the only thing big was his advertising budget. If they start talking in vague generalities, if they say, oh, we handle our cases very successfully, or we fight hard for all our clients, they are selling you smoke. A real litigator is proud of their results. They have them ready. They know their stats like a pro athlete knows their batting average. If they get defensive or dance around the question, it's because the dance floor is empty. I've seen people walk away from lawyers who couldn't answer simple questions about their own record, and later they were grateful they did. You need a lawyer who banks results, not one who just rents billboards. In this business, a good reputation isn't about ego. It's a direct reflection of competence and ethics. Before you even pick up the phone, you need to become a private investigator. I remember a neighbor who thought she'd found the perfect attorney until a quick online search revealed a string of complaints. That 5-minute search saved her months of headaches. Before you hire any lawyer, always do your homework. Search for their name plus words like complaint, malpractice, or in disciplinary action. This can reveal important red flags that might not show up in their advertising. A quick search could save you from a big mistake. I once heard from someone who found a malpractice suit buried in the search results just in time to avoid signing a contract. First, open your web browser and Google the lawyer's full name plus the word complaint. Then do it again with the word malpractice. See what comes up. A friend of mine almost missed a hidden disciplinary action until she did that extra search and saw the truth for herself. Next, you go to the pros, look up the lawyer on Martindale Hubble, This service has been rating lawyers based on peer reviews for over 100 years. An AV preeminent rating is the highest possible mark for legal ability and ethical standards. Then check SuperLawyers. This is another rigorous peer-reviewed rating system. You can't buy your way onto this list. Finally, and most importantly, go directly to your State Bar Association's website. Search their name in the attorney discipline section. I know someone who found out their top-rated lawyer wasn't even listed, another red flag that saved them from a costly mistake. One bad review could be a fluke, but a pattern of complaints or a disciplinary suspension buried in the fine print, even from years ago, is a 5-alarm fire. It's a red flag the size of Texas, and you need to run the other way. I've seen people ignore those patterns and regret it when trouble hit. Don't let that be you. Number 3 and number 4, contingency fees, paper trail. The phrase, "no fee unless we win," is the most attractive and the most dangerous sentence in legal advertising. It sounds like a risk-free proposition, but the devil, as always, is in the details. I once heard about a friend who thought he'd walk away with a big settlement, only to be shocked by a stack of deductions he never saw coming. Don't let that be you. The standard contingency fee is typically 33.3% if your case settles before a lawsuit is filed. If a lawsuit has to be filed and the lawyer has to go to court, that number usually jumps to 40%. This is normal. But here is the multi-million-dollar question you must ask. Are case costs deducted from the settlement before or after your percentage is calculated? I remember a friend who didn't ask this question. She was stunned when her final check was thousands less than she expected, all because of how the costs were calculated. Let me show you why this matters. Let's say you have a $100,000 settlement. Let's say there are $10,000 in case costs. If costs are taken out first, the lawyer's 40% is calculated on $90,000. That's a $36,000 fee. If they take their fee first, their 40% is on the full $100,000. That's a $40,000 fee. It's a $4,000 difference to you. These numbers aren't just theory, they're real, and they catch people off guard every day. And what are these costs? They can be massive. Filing fees with the court, fees for obtaining all your medical records, paying for expert witnesses like doctors or accident reconstructionists, which can cost thousands, and fees for deposition transcripts. Get a written list. Get it in plain English. No excuses. I've seen clients blindsided by a bill for expert testimony they didn't even know was coming. Don't let that happen to you. When you walk into that first consultation, you are not just telling a story. You are presenting a case. The more organized you are, the more seriously you will be taken, and the faster your lawyer can act. Take a friend of mine. She showed up with every document neatly organized, and her lawyer immediately prioritized her case because she made their job easy. Don't just walk in with a sad story. Walk in with a folder. In that folder should be the police crash report, every single medical bill and record you have, photos and videos from the scene of the crash, photos of your injuries, and your last 3 pay stubs to help prove your lost wages. My friend's preparation meant her lawyer could draft a powerful demand letter right away. No delays, no missing paperwork. A client who walks in organized is a client who means business. It tells the lawyer that you are credible and proactive. It allows them to bypass weeks of administrative work and get straight to the heart of the matter. Drafting a powerful demand letter to the insurance company, a letter with teeth backed by evidence that gets the adjuster's immediate and undivided attention. My friend of mine's case moved faster than anyone else's on the docket, all because she came prepared. A young, hungry lawyer might have a lot of passion, but passion doesn't win cases, resources do. A modern personal injury case is a battle of resources, and the insurance company has a nearly infinite supply. You need a firm that can match them. Ask these two very direct questions. Do you have dedicated in-house investigators on staff, or do you just hire freelancers on a case-by-case basis? In-house means they are part of the team, ready to go at a moment's notice. How many depositions of expert witnesses did your firm conduct in the last year? This tells you if they routinely hire and battle with the kinds of high-level medical and financial experts necessary to win complex cases. If the answer to either question is a vague, "Don't worry, we'll figure it out as we go," you are talking to a firm that is bringing a knife to a gunfight. The insurance company can smell a bluff a mile away. You need a firm that plays to win. Number 5 and number 6, time and reach emphasis. In a world of instant gratification, this is the hardest truth to swallow. A good personal injury case takes time. I once knew a man who settled his case in just 3 weeks because he needed quick cash. Months later, he found out his injuries were far worse than he thought, and the settlement was long gone. Anyone promising you a 6-figure check in 30 days is not a lawyer. They are a magician selling fairy dust. Here is a realistic timeline. The initial investigation to gather evidence can take anywhere from a few months up to a year. Negotiating with the insurance company after sending a demand letter can take several months of back and forth. If a lawsuit has to be filed, it could easily be 18 months or even longer before you ever see a courtroom. I had a friend who waited patiently through a year-long process. In the end, her patience meant a settlement that truly covered her needs. Patience is your most powerful weapon. It allows your lawyer to build an ironclad case. It allows you to complete your medical treatment so you know the full extent of your damages. Rushing to a quick settlement almost always means leaving a massive amount of money on the table. The insurance company loves clients who are desperate and impatient. Don't be one of them. A bigger check is worth the wait. Just ask anyone who settled too soon and later faced bills they couldn't pay. So my neighbor's cousin had a lawyer she just loved. That's a great starting point, but it is not the finish line. I remember a woman who hired a lawyer based on her friend's glowing review without checking anything else. She later discovered the lawyer had several complaints online. A personal recommendation is valuable, but it must be verified. Trust, but verify. Take that recommendation and put it through the ringer. Go to 3 different independent review sites: Google, Avvo, Yelp, you name it. Don't just look at the star rating. Read the last 10 or 20 comments, both positive and negative. Don't get me wrong, attorneys have other cases to work at times and may take some time to contact you, but at the same time, a good lawyer will prioritize you. Pro tip, just schedule the time from the clerk for the attorney's office to make an appointment to see or call the attorney a date or time. A good attorney will contact you soon as possible for your case. This is the final and perhaps most important question. You need to look the lawyer right in the eye and ask, when was the last time you personally tried a case all the way to a jury verdict? If there's a long pause, if they can't remember, if the answer is something like, "Oh, before COVID," that is a massive problem. Here's the secret. Insurance adjusters keep score. They have internal data on every single lawyer. They know who will fold for a low offer and who will take them to court and make them pay. The paradox is that the lawyers who most prepared, most willing, and most famous for going to trial are the ones who often get the highest settlement offers without ever having to. Their reputation does the talking. That reputation for being a fighter, for being trial ready, is the single biggest factor that will force an insurance company to offer you a fair settlement. You want a lawyer who isn't afraid of a fight, because that fearlessness is exactly what might prevent you from needing one. 7 Tomen 8 Tomen 9 and 10 recap and conclusion. 1. Be your own investigator for a proven track record. My friend almost hired a general practice attorney until she asked about their experience and realized they had never handled a case like hers. Check background sources such as Martindale Hubbell, Super Lawyers, AV Preeminent, and other review sites for lawyers and their firms. Visit the Lawyers State Bar Association website and search for any disciplinary records using their name. Also, check other state bar associations if the lawyer is licensed in multiple states. 2. See a proven track record. 3. Investigate their reputation. 4. Test their communication. 5. Fully read the contract. What I mean is that you need to make sure you read the contract thoroughly. If you don't fully understand legal words, this is where a tool like Legal Sifter is recommended. Legal Sifter is a specialized AI that acts as a translator. It flags confusing terms and provides a plain English explanation of what they mean for you. By using it, you can understand exactly what you're signing, ensuring transparency and preventing surprises down the road. We have technology that can read contracts, so no excuses now. You can't say you didn't know that was on the contract now if you have this information. 6. Walk in with an organized folder of evidence. 7. Confirm they have real resources. 8. Understand the time is your ally. 9. Verify every referral with your own research. Just another friend who found glowing reviews online but dug deeper and discovered a pattern of complaints that saved him from a costly mistake. And 10. Make sure they are a real trial lawyer. If even one of those 10 points just triggered a warning bell in your head about the lawyer you were considering, I need you to hit pause, grab a pen, jot these questions down, and take them with you to your free consultation. Remember, some of my friends that I talked about changed the course of their cases by asking the right questions. You can too. Look, you can't turn back the clock and undo the crash. You can't erase the injury, but you absolutely have the power to choose the right guide who will navigate you through this storm. So let's recap the playbook. 1. Be your own investigator. 2. See a proven track record. 3. Investigate their reputation. 4. Test their communication. 5. Fully read your contract. 6. Walk in with an organized folder of evidence. 7. Confirm they have real resources. 8. Understand that time is your ally. 9. Verify every referral with your own research. And 10. Make sure they are a real trial lawyer. The choice you make right now will decide whether you are left holding that insulting $3,000 check or you walk away with the resources you actually need to rebuild your life. The choice is simple: proven results over empty slogans, and a real human conversation over an endless loop of voicemail limbo. Do your homework now. Ask these tough questions. Don't be another victim staring at a tiny check while a mountain of bills grows in the corner. Make the call that puts the money in your pocket, not theirs. Thank you for watching.